Hey everybody, got some questions about how to know when you need cell salts. So what I do, what I need, I listen to my body. So if there's a lack of energy, I maybe need iron, or if there's nerve pain going on, I might need magnesium. If there's, I feel dehydrated, I might need salt, sodium chloride to move the water around my body. So there's a lot of ways to do it. Also, people go get blood tests, check your blood. Your doctor says you're low on this or that. There's ways to look at, like the book I posted in the last video, the facial diagnosis of cell salt deficiencies. Oh, let me grab it real quick. This book, you can literally look at people's faces and see what they're missing. So here, for example, this lady's nose, it says here, this woman's nose has the polished shine of silicea deficiency, silica. This nose has large pores showing a NAT/MER deficiency. The area below the nose has the vertical lines of a NAT phosphate deficiency, which indicates an acidic condition in the body, which means they need Libra. So you could literally look at your face and diagnose yourself. Now, this book is sold. I don't recommend Amazon ever because they're designed to destroy our economy, in my opinion, and just from what I've researched, watching a lot of documentaries about them. So I don't go to that site or Walmart or any of those that are trying to destroy middle class. I look for like smaller business bookshops. You can find them. If you have to, you can go online, but it's just a very good book to have. So what I literally do, what I found out when I feel like I need something. So for example, my body, I had a bunch of back surgeries here. I'll show you real quick. This is a sneak peek of my spine. So you can see the scar I have. So that area of my body needs calcium fluoride a lot. It needs ligaments. The ligaments need strengthened to rebuild, to hold everything together. So by cutting my back open all the way 4 times and then taking everything out, moving all the muscles and then doing their bone manipulation that they had to do, what chose to do, I chose to let them do. And then they put it all back together. The fascia doesn't fuse the correct way. The ligaments don't fuse sometimes the correct way. Things need to work themselves out, and your body needs building blocks to do that. So I'll usually need calcium fluoride. So calcium fluoride, cancer. Calcium fluoride, which is for cancer. Ligaments, ligament builder. So what I'll do is, you can't really see my legs, but I like to get my legs spread out, get a comfortable base, shake it out, whatever you need to do, get yourself back in neutral. Take a few breaths, get yourself calm and just in a neutral state. And then I'll hold whatever I'm doing. You don't even have to hold it, you can just imagine it. But what I like to do is I'll hold something in my hand that I'm muscle testing for. And I'll literally imagine myself consuming that. And I'll talk to my subconscious, my body, because as crazy as it sounds to some people who are not aware of this, your body talks to you all the time, but we just don't listen. We're too busy to pay attention. So I'll imagine myself taking this cell salt, and as I'm sitting here, I'll imagine myself taking it, and if my body wants it, my body doesn't want it right now. My body will go forward if I want it. It'll go towards it. If it doesn't want it, it'll go away from it. If it doesn't want it now, it'll stay neutral. So my body stayed neutral here. So I don't need this cell salt right now. Libra, let's check my acidity. See, now I always reset. You want to check a couple times because our conscious mind gets in the way. Sometimes we may just mess up some of the, your subconscious will never lie to you. It'll always tell you the truth. The problem is your interpretation of it. Same thing with reality, really. That's how it works. So let's imagine myself taking this. Is this going to be beneficial for our body? Is this going to help our body? Yeah. So what I do then is, it depends on how much I needed, how much I feel I needed. I'll take a few of them, like that much, and literally and they dissolve under your tongue. They don't really have much taste to them, but you're getting the minerals that your body's built of. your temple, Solomon's temple, soul of man's temple, and it's the petrostones. So calcium fluoride is one of those building blocks. They put them in lactose, milk sugar, to work as a vehicle to help those get in your body better. So it's not as much lactose that would cause somebody who's lactose intolerant a problem that I'm aware of, but they do sell lactose free in case you're worried about that. And again, talk to your doctor about everything. Please don't believe a word I say. This is what works for me and what I'm just letting other people know what works for me so they can figure out where it works for them. So that's basically how I do my cell salts. Whatever I need, when I need it. I'm going right now to go work in the yard. We're working in the garden, setting up a trellis and a couple other things. So by the time I get done, my spine is going to be, hunching because my muscles, I'm rebuilding the muscles after 10 years of surgery. They just came out in 2018 of June. So it's almost 2 years now, which I feel amazing. But by the end of the day, it's like somebody's up on my shoulders holding me down. So by then I may need some magnesium, some Leo. Leo's good it says here for muscle cramps and pains, but it's really good for nerves is what I think they're really trying to say, but they don't say it in that way. But muscle pains and aches are nerves. That's what tells you there's a pain. So that one, or Capricorn typically. At the end of a long day, my bones, because the way they did my back, they took out 7 discs and fused 7 vertebrae together. So all those vertebrae working as one bone cemented together. Well, your body's not designed for that. Your body's designed for your vertebrae to articulate and move. Well, mine are forced to be locked together artificially. Now I have the hardware out. They're going to go wherever my body wants to go. So I know for a fact that I break them free and move them every couple days, if not every day. And then by doing that, my spine arches forward, which makes a gap in the vertebrae, which then makes it, breaks the bond, and then you need to rebuild that bone. So keeping a good supply of my calcium phosphate helps me rebuild that every day, because literally every cell you're looking at here, my whole body is only a few years old. Yeah, my consciousness my consciousness is infinite. All of ours are. But the Richard that I'm this avatar that I am right now is 34 years old. But this body is brand new every few years. So I've heard from 7 at the highest for like the deep hip bone marrow in there. But I've also heard within a year to 18 months, even that is renewed. So I guess it just depends on the body, the frequency you're resonating at. If you're real healthy, resonating properly, your body may not need to replace them all the time. But if you're in stress and flight or flight, going through like surgeries that I did, all the procedures I went through, my body needs to replenish all the time. I'm crushing the bones, then I'm breaking them open, and then I'm moving, and then that stuff gets toxic. It builds up, and it's got to get out of here. So my body flushes it out with the silicea, and then rebuilds it with the Capricorn and the magnesium, and all of them really. They all work to rebuild it. So that's a quick recap of how and why I take them, and how they help. How muscle testing can help you in everything in life. Like here, I have some CBD oil. I take this for pain too. So at the end of the day, probably halfway through the day, I'm gonna take a shot of this. This is 600 milligram of one of the oils I sell, and turmeric is my favorite. That's what this one is. I'll do a video on CBD oil, hemp oil, but this is just a quick thing. So I don't think I need it at the moment, but let me just ask. So imagine myself get centered. Is this good for our body right now? No, I didn't move. My body doesn't need it right now. So I mean, it's simple as that, and you can play with it. Try things that you're not going to want, and don't try to trick your body or confuse it, because it's a relationship built on trust, mutual trust. I trust my body to tell me the truth, because that's how things work. Lies are just it's like a child's game, a subtle manipulation that we never needed to indulge in, but we do. So I like to be truthful with everybody and everything, because who wants to keep track of lies, and a lie doesn't help anything. Be truthful, and you'll get to the core of things, and we could actually progress and move forward and get things done. So my body and I work on mutual respect of, I'm going to be truthful to it. It's going to be truthful to me. There's sometimes I don't listen to it. Like I want that, ice cream at late at night, with some peanut butter on top. And I'll say, do I want this or not? My body, a lot of times lately, it's been saying yes, because the peanut butter is helping with protein. Protein's a big thing right now, rebuilding all my muscles and everything from all the surgeries. That being said, the ice cream, probably not, but it's the sugar. So it's a sugar that's not really, it's organic ice cream, but it's still sugary ice cream. So it's probably not great for you, but we all live and do our snacks the way we want to do. But that being said, being truthful and honest with your body, and then when it tells you don't eat something, don't eat it. Like, so if my body deliberately said no, don't eat that ice cream, and went backwards, I would put it down. I do. So that willpower is what we need, because when your body's telling you no and you just do it, and that happens over a pattern, you're going to build a pattern with your body, that a lack of mutual respect. Your body's going to say, well, I'm not even going to bother talking to you if you're not going to listen to me. So I don't think it'll ever stop, but in my mind, I see that as, well, why even taint that relationship? Keep it pure. So if you say, no, this is not good for me, we're not putting it in our body, because this is our vessel to carry either God or the devil. What do you want to, which do you want to house? So I choose to house as much as I can the source, the divine, the all that's beyond everything and is everything. So that's what I strive for. I got plenty of work to do on that aspect, but that's what my goal is. So these cell salts are helping that. The CBD oil helps that. The sea vegetables I take help that. All these things help, instead of taking a synthetic chemical that has, some, oh, well, here, put it this way, the hemp oil. So they have synthetic cannabis and hemp in the pharmaceutical industry. But what they do is they get this natural plant compound, and then they alter it a little bit so they can patent it, and then they put fillers in there, which aren't good for your body anyway, and sell it to you. So instead of, go right to the source, go right to the plant. This is what I choose to do. You do what you want. But I choose to go to the source, cut the middleman, cut the bullshit out. We don't need that. I want best for my body, because my body is my vehicle to drive in this reality and co-create my reality around me. So if this battery's back, I just named two things that are relevant. My body, which is your battery, your charge, and your back is part of that. If those are out of balance, your life is going to be, it's like driving around. If you're trying to drive a race in a beat up car that's missing two of the cylinders, they're not firing, you're gonna have a struggle in the race. I would rather have a fine-tuned, sweet engine that I can, haul ass in that race. So it's basically just, how do you want to feel? And I'm coming back from a big deficit for sure. 10 years of surgeries, but it's been 20. My whole life I've been in pain nonstop. I've always had that weight holding on me, but it's getting that much better every day. So that's why I'm doing these videos, to help other people. If you're where I was 10 years ago, you're in the first day, just get out of surgery, and you wake up and you feel that it's like, it felt like a truck just hit you in the back, and then somebody else came with a sledgehammer and hit you right there afterwards. It's just unbearable, unbelievable pain. There's hope for you. You don't need to get stuck in the cycles of pharmaceuticals and synthetic chemicals, and it's not going to get you better. It's really not. It's gonna bring you down and down and down. I know that from experience, going through it for as many as I did. So that's why I'm doing these videos. That's the only reason I'm doing these videos. So I hope this helped. Didn't mean for it to go on this long, 14 minutes. Wow. But I'll post this and hope it helps you. Be well.